Washington police officer Thomas K. Delahanty here in the foreground, and Secret Service officer Timothy J. McCarthy in the background center of the picture. McCarthy was wounded in the chest. He's 31 years old and reportedly still in surgery. Thomas Delahanty is 45, a 17-year veteran of the Washington police force and a canine officer, a dog handler. On today's presidential detail, Delahanty's dog was either a bomb dog or assigned to crowd control. D.C. police officials refuse to say which. They do say, however, that his duty was more or less routine for police officers in the nation's capital. Delahanty was shot in the neck, and after he was shot, according to D.C. Mayor Marion Barry, Officer Delahanty tackled the assailant. He is now in very serious condition. Ken Bodie, NBC News at the George Washington University Hospital.
Just a week after the power struggle between Vice President Bush...
Usually, gentlemen, you have the President, the Vice President, and the Secretary of State in that order. And should the President decide he wants to transfer the helm to the Vice President, he will do so.
What is this?
As of now, I am in control here in the White House, pending return of the Vice President, and in close touch with him. If something came up, I would check with him, of course.
As soon as the Vice... Along with another reporter, I began to call to him about Poland, wanting to know what was new about Poland. He turned to us, to the camera line, and suddenly shots rang out immediately to my right and no farther than 20 feet from the President. 6 shots were fired. Our cameraman, Henry Brown, turned his camera immediately to the assailant, who was wrestled quickly to the ground by Secret Service agents and other law enforcement officers. The President, meanwhile, was grabbed by Secret Service men surrounding him and pushed into the limousine, his black automobile. 3 people were on the ground, including Press Secretary Jim Brady, obviously shot. The blonde assailant, the suspect, was later identified as John W. Hinckley of Evergreen, Colorado. I did not immediately realize that President Reagan had been shot because he had a quizzical look on his face but showed no great pain as far as I was concerned. And yet another eyewitness on the scene saw it differently.
Well, I was watching Reagan the whole time, and from what I saw, it was a combination of shock, seeing his potential end right in front of his eyes. You could see the feeling in his eyes so immensely. It's a feeling that'll be forever printed on my memory.
The injured individuals, including the President, were brought to George Washington University Hospital, several blocks away. And shortly after they were brought in, an eyewitness who just happened to be in the operating room at the time